Hi, it's Amy. I'm glad you're here. So why are you here? Well, you're here because you've been sexually abusive. You have harmed people. If you never have another victim, then you can say you're successful in recovery. Even if you never have satisfaction for the rest of your life, if you have no more victims, then you've done something right. But it doesn't erase what you've already done. It's important for you to truly understand, as much as you can, what you've done to your victim. It's not enough to say you're sorry. It's not enough to say you feel badly for what you've done, because statements like that are about you. They're about how you feel. What about your victim? How do they feel? Your victim may already be emotionally and physically crippled. They may have emotional or psychological problems. They might have nightmares, sleep disorders, sexual problems, uncontrolled anxiety. They may have gone into prostitution. They may have eating disorders, a lack of confidence, drug or alcohol abuse, low self-esteem, confusion, an inability to make healthy choices in their life, depression. They may be unable to have lasting relationships, and they may have self-destructive behaviors. That's what you've left them with. And you've left them with that for a lifetime. If you're interested in reading first-hand accounts of sexual abuse from men and women, their stories are available. They're online, they're in books. If you really want to read something, if you really want a first-hand account, you can find it. And you need to read them. There is a lot you can learn, and there's a lot you need to learn. When someone is abused, no matter who it is, they are afraid because they've been hurt by someone they knew and loved, or maybe by a stranger. Either way, they're hurt. Sexual abuse is extremely personal, and it involves very private sexual feelings. It means that someone touched you in an intimate way or assaulted you, and it was done in a way that was not your choice and in a way that they could not stop. Can you even imagine how that must feel? Well, try. How would you feel if a stranger grabbed your penis on an elevator? And I don't want to hear that you wouldn't mind, and I don't want to hear that it depends on who was doing the grabbing. It's bullshit. It's a violation. You broke someone's trust. And because you broke someone's trust, now they have a hard time trusting other people. What if your best friend stole your money or stole your car? How would that feel? For men and women and children, sexual abuse means that they experienced an intrusion into their privacy. We're taught that our bodies are private, that strangers shouldn't touch them. We're supposed to be able to choose who sees our bodies. We're supposed to feel safe, especially with the people we know and love and trust. And sexual assault steals that feeling of safety. Can you imagine how your victim feels? How do you think they feel going around never feeling safe? How does a husband feel when his wife is raped? How does a grandmother feel knowing her granddaughter has been sexually abused? That husband and that grandmother are your victims too. You'll never be able to fully feel how your victim feels. That's a fact. You're not them. Even if you were arrested for a sexual offense and you spent years behind bars, it's a small price to be paid for your victim's lifetime of suffering. And even in the suffering you would have, you would never match the suffering of your victim. Pain goes long, and the pain goes deep. If it seems like I'm beating you up a bit today, too bad. You have to learn some empathy, fully putting yourself in your victim's shoes, not just being sorry or saying you're sorry. Again, that's about you. Eventually, we are going to go way deeper into learning empathy. This is just the beginning. You'll need to change your behavior and your actions and your attitudes about others. You need to understand how your victim feels about you, about what you've done, about the effect you've had. Without empathy, you cannot do that. And you absolutely can learn empathy. You need to learn to put others first. Unless you do this, you cannot promise me or promise yourself that you won't have any more victims. I do have a little assignment for you, and I will repost it on the Facebook page. But here it is. Number one, I want you to make a list of how you violated your victim or your victims. Number two, I want you to tell me how you would feel if that had been done to you. Number three, I want you to think and list about how you may have emotionally affected your victims. And number four, I want you to tell me how you feel you may have psychologically affected your victim or victims. And number five, I want you to make a list of how your victim's behavior may have changed in regard to things like sexuality, friendships, their home life, their work or school environment, their family relationships, trust, their finances, either their finances or their family's finances, and how it affected their self-confidence. We're going to learn empathy. It's going to take some time, but this is the beginning. And like I said, I will repost this assignment on the Facebook page. www.facebook.com/RUR4T, and on Twitter, #RUR4T. Next time, we're going to start to take a look at relapse prevention. We will actually have a few videos on that topic. Empathy. Look it up. Until next time, please subscribe to this page, share the videos with someone you think could get something out of it, or just share it for awareness. Get in touch with me on Facebook, on Twitter. I'm happy to answer questions. You can feel free to make comments, or like I've said before, you can contact me directly through the Facebook page. All right? You got this. Until next time, be well.